Central Russia was awakened this morning by the flash and the crash of a meteorite. It exploded into splintering shrapnel with a shockwave that blew out windows, rattled houses, and left about 1,000 people with some kind of injury. For one Green Country student, pieces of the big hunk of iron didn't just hit close to home, it hit her home.
And she tells News on 6 reporter Tess Monty tonight what her family saw firsthand.
Scott, Terry, Yulia Pashchenko is in the U.S. studying music and business at Oklahoma Wesleyan University. She was probably one of the first in the state to hear the news. She thought it was a joke until she saw the video from her hometown. It wasn't a sunrise that lit up the morning sky in Челябинске, Russia.
Pretty crazy. It's like out of the movie or something.
It was like Armageddon, some are saying, only it was real. A meteorite crashing through the Earth's atmosphere, hitting Yulia Pashchenko's hometown.
At first, they just saw a big flash of light. And then maybe like, I don't know, a minute later, it was a big explosion.
Yulia's family and many of her friends live in the mountainous city. And despite being separated by sea and about 6,000 miles, the shockwaves rocked Yulia, just like she was there.
I kept calling, kept Skyping them, and stayed up pretty much all night because of the time difference, talking to everyone, making sure they're okay.
Yulia says her parents told her the 30 minutes following the explosion were complete chaos. Phone lines weren't working and parents were frantic.
The panic, there was definitely a big panic going on because, they didn't know what happened and they were trying to get their kids. Kids were crying, and I mean, can't even imagine what was happening there.
School had only been in session for a few hours when the cosmic rock ripped through the sky. Yulia's parents headed straight to school to make sure her brother and sister were safe.
They were all scared. My brother, he's 7, he was telling me that it was a big boom, and he said that a lot of kids started crying. All the windows got broken, in their classroom. Some kids got hurt in her class just from the glass.
The injuries were mostly minors, cuts, scrapes, and bruises. And because everyone is said to be okay, Yulia says those in her country are already joking about what happened. So she's laughing with them.
Nothing can wake you up better than a Meteorite. So that's for sure. Coffee and a Meteorite.
Yulia's father is a pastor. He held a prayer meeting and apparently had a much larger crowd than normal, so they're interested to see what Sunday morning might bring. Tess Monty, News on 6 tonight.
The hero of the London Olympics faces a judge on murder charges. Crime reporter Lori Fulbright has that story.
The South African track star known as the Blade Runner cried in court as prosecutors charged him with killing his girlfriend. The blonde supermodel was found shot to death in Oscar Pistorius' home on Valentine's Day. The world-famous sprinter made history just months ago, becoming the first amputee to race for a gold medal at the Olympics. He earned the nickname Blade Runner for the prosthetics that help him run. His family says he's an inspiration, not a murderer. Local police say the woman was shot 4 times, all in the head or upper body. Shooting was one of the sprinter's hobbies, and he often invited journalists to come with him.
We went to the firing range and we shot his 9mm semi-automatic pistol.
Police say they recovered a 9mm pistol, the same gun believed to be used in the killing. A judge is expected to deny Pistorius bail at a bond hearing next week. Lori Fulbright, News on 6 tonight.
Police revealed new information tonight in the standoff with rogue Los Angeles cop Christopher Dorner. Deputies showed the rifle Dorner had with him when he died, with the word vengeance printed on the stock. Police believe Dorner killed 4 people because he was out for revenge after being fired from the LA Police Department. Authorities also say Dorner died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head, not because of the fire that burned down the cabin in which he was hiding. President Obama repeats his call for gun reform while honoring those killed in Newtown, Connecticut. Here's Craig Day.
President Obama wiped away a tear as he honored the 6 adults killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting.
They gave their lives to protect the precious children in their care. They gave all they had for the most innocent and helpless among us.
Family members accepted the Presidential Citizens Medals on behalf of their lost loved ones. Bill Sherlock lost his wife, Mary.
It's a high honor. I mean, all I could hope is that if I were in the same situation, that I'd have the courage she had and that Dawn had and that Natalie had to run out the door and, confront what was going on that day.
Last year, there were...
The president flew straight from Washington to Chicago, which is reeling after a spike in gun violence. Hundreds have been killed, dozens have been children. The president spoke in front of students enrolled in an anti-violence program. The head of the National Rifle Association questions the president's motives.
It's not about keeping kids safe at school. That wasn't even mentioned in the president's speech.
The NRA repeated its call for more armed guards in schools. Craig Day, News on 6 tonight.
And one lawmaker wants to bring guns into the classroom and put them in the hands of students.
It's not who can use it bad or good, it's just who knows how to use it properly.
The bill up for consideration in the Texas legislature would allow schools to begin teaching gun safety courses as a high school elective, alongside woodshop and music. The course would be taught by licensed gun instructors or police officers.
I think it's a great idea. It's a good way to get people to be safe with weapons and guns in general.
The course would introduce students to pistols, revolvers, and shotguns. Peggy Weil teaches hunter education courses to children as young as 9.
Those kiddos are some of the safest hunters I've ever been around.
But she knows proper training does not ensure what people will do in the real world.
We cannot guarantee that they're going to practice all of that once they leave the classroom. We can only hope.
Now, federal law requires you be at least 18 years old to buy a handgun. Children in Oklahoma can have guns given to them by parents or relatives. The state has no minimum age for hunting licenses, but recommends that children start no younger than 10. Cutting-edge drones could soon help Oklahoma police officers and firefighters do their jobs.
Dana Hurtnecke shows us the tools pioneered by some of Oklahoma's own, ready to be deployed in time for this year's wildfire season.
It's a view firefighters say could be invaluable. The scenario today, this empty field is on fire, and these firefighters need to know what's in its path.
In a matter of 3 minutes, we can have a vehicle in the air with live video to the incident commander that will show him actually what is out front of this fire. Jerry
Stuckey is a retired Midwest City firefighter. He, along with 2 buddies who, like him, are also model plane enthusiasts, created Fireflight. And for the first time, they are showing area firefighters what the drones can do. And they seem to have convinced John Hansen, director of the Oklahoma Council of Firefighter Training.
And it's got an incredible value tactically and for firefighter safety. That's our main thing in training. To be able to see quickly over a wildland fire, over a scene where a tornado just passed through, flood.
Police could use it too, for example, in a standoff situation.
Put a drone up with live video, capture video and study it. Show all their teams, their SWAT teams and everybody what they had, what the house looked like, where the entries, the exits were.
Other smaller drones can be programmed to check out the inside of a building to look for bad guys, or let firefighters check the structural soundness of a building before they go inside. Dana Hurtnecke, News on 6 tonight.
Governor Fallon says Oklahoma is on the leading edge of drone technology, predicting the industry could create hundreds of new jobs in the next few years.
Well, we will see sunny skies later this weekend.
But will we see snow flurries tonight on the Osage Casino Skycam Network?
News on 6 and Air Solutions Heating and Cooling wants you to have a worry-free winter. This is your cue to call for your chance to win $500 for your winter utility bills. The number is 1-800-447-5688. Be the 13th caller with the keyword heat.